In our Sunrise Smart Start, 2 teenagers were shot yesterday morning around 2 a.m. on Webster Avenue at the Thomas Rec Center. On arrival, police say they found a 16-year-old with a gunshot wound to the face. He was transported to Strong Memorial Hospital, where he is currently in stable condition. They also found a 17-year-old male with multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body and was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say an investigation determined a group of teenagers were hanging out at the rec center when a suspect came up and shot the victims. Police say the motive is still unknown, and anyone with information is asked to call 911. Governor Kathy Hochul declaring a state of emergency over the reemergence of the polio virus. This in an effort to bolster low vaccination rates. So far, all the samples of the polio virus found have been in wastewater in the New York City and Long Island area. By issuing this state of emergency, Governor Hochul is allocating more polio vaccine administrations throughout the state. In total, the CDC has collected samples of polio virus in 5 counties. Also, health professionals say if you're an adult who's completed the series of vaccines as a child, then there's no reason to get booster shots at this time. Over the weekend, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office announced they are investigating missing funds from the Monroe County Clerk's office. News 8 asked the Clerk's office for comment, and they said they cannot comment on the ongoing investigation, but they said they immediately contacted law enforcement when they were made aware of the issue and have been fully cooperative with the investigation. Some good news here. The Genesee Brew House celebrating their 10th anniversary on Saturday. The free event featuring live music, Genesee Brew House bites, food trucks, and of course, beer. Exclusive beers by Dean Jones, a brewmaster with the company since its opening, were available. People also had the opportunity to learn about Genesee's history and traditions. Some of the beer available at the event included their famous salted caramel chocolate porter, which I learned earlier from James that he prefers in the winter rather than the fall or the summer.
Yeah, or at least it's just got to be cold.
Right, yeah. For
a porter. But some people will drink those all year long, and it's just such a great spot there, the Genesee Brewery. You've got beautiful High Falls, you know, an area that, you know, we're both from Rochester, just was not really tapped into for many years. Pun not intended there. 60s for your bike ride forecast this morning. Watch out, you may run into some wet roads, a couple of sprinkles, some patchy fog. Not the prettiest morning, but certainly a manageable one if you do want to get out on the bike. We'll get into the mid-70s this afternoon and a few rain showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two popping up as we get closer to that evening commute. We'll talk about that, look at the 8-day forecast, and do a bus stop forecast at the end of the show. Mel?
All right, James, thank you. Taking another look at the roads this morning, we're still tracking that accident in Leroy on Caledonia-Leroy Road, eastbound, westbound at Flint High Road. Otherwise, 390, 490, 590 are looking good, and your commute into work should be smooth. President Biden is calling on Americans to stand together to defend democracy as the country reflects on the 21st anniversary of 9/11. He delivered the message at a Pentagon ceremony on Sunday. D.C. correspondent Raquel Martin has more.
On the 21st anniversary of 9/11, President Joe Biden is reminding Americans to stand together.
I hope we'll remember that in the midst of these dark days, we dug deep. We cared for each other.
During a speech at the Pentagon Sunday, President Biden paid tribute to those killed in the attack and also highlighted the lessons learned in the days and years to follow.
No, we regained the light by reaching out to one another and finding something all too rare, a true sense of national unity.
The president's message, however, is getting mixed reviews from Republicans.
We do unify after the crisis. The question is, can we have the type of leadership that unifies us without a crisis?
On Fox News Sunday, South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott accused the president of dividing Americans. After in a speech last week, the president singled out MAGA extremists as a threat to the country.
A soul-crushing speech that was unnecessary, polarizing, and inflammatory.
But on NBC's Meet the Press, Vice President Kamala Harris pushed back.
We have to admit that there are attacks from within.
She says the president's warnings over the state of democracy are warranted.
We need to stand up together all of us, and think of this not through partisan lens, but as Americans.
Thank you. In developing news now, it's been almost 2 months since Rochester police officer Anthony Mazurkiewicz was killed in the line of duty. But members of the Fairport community and beyond have shown he'll never be forgotten. News 8's Jatira Marsh joins us now in studio with more. Jatira.
The original Steve's Diner in Fairport was filled with supporters and loved ones of the Mazurkiewicz family in an effort to raise money by purchasing a meal, participating in raffles and auctions. The initial goal was to raise $5,000, but as the event began, Diner's staff said they already surpassed that and raised around $10,000 to help the Mazurkiewicz family. 3 different seatings were offered for the fundraiser dinner, and every single one was sold out, according to Diner owner Brian O'Reilly. He was proud of the teamwork his staff showed to give back to the Mazurkiewicz family.
All I really do is the food, and you know, I have a wonderful staff that put this together. All the donations were done by them. All the decorating was done by them. It's been like a very team effort here. So I came up with the idea, and they kind of executed it.
Outside the diner were members of the Rochester Police Department Tactical Unit selling pro-law enforcement merchandise, which includes T-shirts with Officer Mazurkiewicz's patrol car number on it, raising more funds to help the family and other charity work for police. From the studio, Jatira Marsh, News 8.
Thank you, Jatira. 21-year-old Kelvin Vickers, who's accused of killing Officer Mazurkiewicz, remains in custody at the Monroe County Jail. His next court appearance is November 4th, and he has pleaded not guilty on all charges. Switching back to 9/11 coverage, but this time locally, Operation Patriot Foundation Incorporated hosted their 21st annual tribute to the first responders who died during the 9/11 attacks. The annual motorcycle tribute ride passed by the 9/11 Memorial in Brockport on Saturday. After the ride, a ceremony was held along with performances from local artists. The event, titled Let's Roll, after the famous words uttered by Todd Bierman, was while aboard Flight 93, one of the planes hijacked during 9/11. And a tribute of lights taking place overnight in New York City. The lights are located in Lower Manhattan and have been visible for the night. These lights were so bright they could have been seen from a 60-mile radius, and with sunrise, the lights have faded away. Back home now, Honor Flight Rochester welcoming home their mission of 73 veterans yesterday. Honor Flight missions provide local veterans a trip to fly to D.C. memorials free of charge. Applications for the program from veterans never expire. On this trip, there were 5 Korean War veterans, 6 Cold War veterans, and 45 Vietnam War veterans. The flights are funded through donations from the community. Some of the veterans say having a group to come home with on the trip allows them to look back on their own return from war. Well, here's what some folks might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. A farm boasting the world's largest corn maze is celebrating the 60th anniversary of James Bond. A co-owner says they use a different theme every year, and the maze is made by using high-tech corn planter tractors with GPS and special shutoffs, so as it travels across the field, it's dropping corn seeds, planting the pattern down to the tiny details. James, I'm not too familiar with James Bond. Does that look about right to you?
Sure.
Okay.
It's amazing. I mean, just look at the detail.
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it.
Could you imagine trying to get through that thing?
No.
I mean, 60 acres. It's like probably fun for the first 15 minutes, and then you're like, oh gosh, what did I get myself into?
That's definitely a workout.
Yeah, for sure, certainly. No, I love James Bond. Yeah, I've been a huge fan my whole life. So neat to see that there. Yeah. Very cool. Goldeneye, that was my favorite one. Bus stop forecast here. Watch out, a little bit of cloud coverage, some fog, maybe some spots of drizzle this morning, and then possibly a downpour this afternoon. So probably a good one to have the rain jacket handy on this Monday. Here's your 8-day forecast. It's a full week of school for the kiddos.
All right, James, thank you. That's all for News 8 at Sunrise. Thank you for watching. Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is next.